of Nigeria, from east to west, north to south, were almost grounded to a halt in a joke reaction to the Monday, May 29, 2023 President Bola Tinubu's inaugural address, where he declared that petrol subsidy is gone. The pronouncement not only threw the country into chaos but also left the masses and economy on the edge. However, owing to the bedlam that followed the announcement, which saw pump price of petrol rise to as high as 1,200 naira per litre in neighboring states and about 600 naira per litre in some states, President Tinubu backpedaled the next day over his stand on the removal of fuel subsidy, stating that the decision would not take immediate effect. The development, which forced the National Oil Company, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to hold an emergency press conference at midnight of Monday to align with Tinubu's plan, saw the Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, MOMAN, and the Depot and Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, issuing a statement in support of subsidy removal. NNPCL has said the decision by the federal government to remove subsidy on PMS was necessary, as Group Chief Executive Officer of the company, Mile Kyari, said subsidy removal, which has been a burden on NNPC's cash flow, would free up funds to enable optimal operations in the company. But the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, which services over 70% of the country, as well as Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petroan, which boasts of 8,000 fuel stations, opposed the move, stressing that proper planning is needed to remove subsidy. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) have also rejected subsidy removal, even as the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG) insisted that refineries must be in order before the current administration considers subsidy removal. NLC has said that rather than bringing hope to Nigerians, President Tinubu's inauguration day brought tears and sorrow to millions of Nigerians. The NLC said he equally devalued the quality of citizens' life by over 300%. It therefore urged President Tinubu to withdraw his "subsidy is gone" pronouncement during his inaugural speech on Monday, noting that subsidy cannot be removed with fiat without due consultations with critical stakeholders. NLC President Joe Ajaero, in a statement on Tuesday, said the labor movement was outraged by the pronouncement of Tinubu removing fuel subsidy without due consultations with critical stakeholders or without putting in place palliative measures to cushion the harsh effects of the subsidy removal. Stating that the decision was insensitive, he said within hours of his pronouncement on fuel subsidy removal, the nation went into a tailspin due to a combination of service shutdowns and product price hike in some quarters, representing over 300% price adjustments. He said NLC is staunchly opposed to the decision and is demanding an immediate withdrawal of the policy, stating that the implications of the decision are grave for the nation's security and well-being. It is no heroism to commit against the people this level of cruelty at any time, let alone on an inauguration day. If he is expecting a medal for taking this decision, he will certainly be disappointed to receive curses for the people, considering this decision not only a slight but a big betrayal, Ajaero said. The NLC president recalled the words Tinubu penned down on January 8, 2012, when the then President Goodluck Jonathan removed the subsidy. Reproducing substantial parts of the statement, Ajaero advised Tinubu to respect his own postulations and economic theories instead of daring the people, adding that it could be a costly gamble early into his administration. On its part, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) has said that if there was anything for the Tinubu-led administration to hurriedly address from day one in office, it is the appalling 30,000 naira minimum wage that has since been eroded by the problematic monetary and fiscal policies of the government. In a statement on Tuesday, TUC President Festus Osifo and Secretary General Nuhu Toro said it was taken aback when President Tinubu announced the withdrawal of subsidy on petroleum products, stating that if it meant increases in pump price and the exploitation of the people by unregulated and exploitative deregulated prices, then it was a joke taken too far. They expressed worry that the president's speech failed to reveal his plans on how to tackle and address the issue of poor and unchecked deterioration in industrial relations. The TUC chiefs said this was particularly in the education, health, and judiciary sectors, which often resulted in prolonged strikes and industrial actions, as well as the attendant adverse effects on society and the economy. Stating that the former President Buhari's government pushed this to the new administration, the union said it expected the new government to be wise on such a sensitive issue and be more explicit in its pronouncement to avoid contradictory interpretation when comparing his written statement with what he said and the provision in 2023 Appropriation Act. For years, fuel subsidies introduced in the 1980s as Nigeria started derailing on local refining gradually established itself and, like a parasite, benefited politicians until it became the biggest pest eroding the wealth of the country. In the last 8 years under the former President Muhammadu Buhari, about 17.5 trillion naira was spent on fuel subsidies, while 10.5 trillion naira out of the total spending happened in the last 18 months of the administration. With petrol queues persisting in major Nigerian cities and black marketers having a field day, stakeholders have warned that apart from the immediate rising cost of transportation and looming increase in the cost of goods and services, the nation's 36.9 million small businesses, which equally accounts for 96.7% of all businesses in the country, could face collapse if the new government mismanages the fuel subsidy removal. From Lagos, this is Peace News Express Nigerian Television.